Go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, here
That's
we
how you
go.
start a show.
That's what's up.
Woo-hoo.
Tuesday, October 4th. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. You know what time it is. Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, my brother, man? You know what I'm saying? I went to Jalen Rose outing this year, as I always do, the JRLA Leadership Golf Outing in DGC, and this was one of the gifts in the gift bag from my brother Jalen Rose. Malcolm X jacket. He died on my birthday, so I've always had this connection with Malcolm X, so now I got the jacket, so first time I rock it.
Gorgeous jacket. Speaking of gorgeous, Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you.
Hey,
Looking pretty
guys.
today. What's going on with your New York Metropolitans?
They got to win. They got to win. Their magic number for Atlanta is 1. Atlanta's got to lose the next 2. Mets got to win the next 3. Otherwise, it's purgatory
Hold on.
for the Mets.
Is Met short for Metropolitan?
Yeah. You just knew that?
Don't tell anybody else. Don't tell anybody else.
You know who died on my birthday? Harry Carey. Hi.
Wow, that's your boy,
Look at
too.
that.
That is my guy.
We got Fletch in the house. We got JB in the house. JB dropping new tunes here.
I love that
Jeremy
tune. That
was
Bryant.
clean.
Absolutely. You want to talk about coming in clean. That's what's up. I cannot forget to thank all of you who bought this shirt yesterday. Yeah, baby.
Oh.
Let me know when he gets here on woodwardsports.com. We sold a bunch of these yesterday.
Wow.
Go check out woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab, and then you can get yours. These come in black. These come in white. Keep chopping. A little broken
I love it.
axe there. Get it for your favorite Michigan football fan, or if you just want to troll your Spartan friends,
Yeah.
let me know when he gets here.
And like I said, I have no problem with this troll because I remember when Michigan lost to Appalachian State in 2007. I remember my Michigan State friends were buying via the internet or buying from the bookstore in Appalachian State with all the shirts, the troll shirts of Appalachian State beating
Yep.
Michigan. And still to this day, one of my best friends has that shirt and he still wears it proudly. So you know what? Take that.
You know how we can make some money on this network? Really make some money? Be outside Michigan State.
Selling
with
these
boxes
t-shirts?
of those T-shirts.
Without question.
Boxes.
I mean,
Woody
it's such a fun thing to discuss. One thing that is not fun to discuss regarding that Michigan State game, I have heard rumblings that they are considering making this a night game. I don't know if that's true or not. Just a rumor mill is
The
swirling
Michigan State
right now.
game?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
You know our boy Ken, our sales guy Ken,
Yeah.
We went to the same high school.
Yeah. He said today, he read on Twitter that the game was going to be at night. And then he went back and looked, and they had taken it down. But the word is out there, man, that this could be a night game. I don't know why.
I don't
Who the
have
hell
time.
would want to watch a 6-loss team?
I don't have time to watch Michigan at a 7:15, 8 o'clock kickoff. I just don't. Can you please give me a 3:30 kickoff at least? I'm not watching that.
Well, the thing about that game is, Matt, you talk about who wants to watch a
Ohio State,
6-loss
Penn
team.
State is on that game.
That's where Big Noon Kickoff will be, right?
There you go.
Ohio State, Penn State will be Big Noon Kickoff. So Fox gets to pick game 1. ABC gets to pick games 2 and 3, and then I think Fox gets game 4.
Yeah.
So, they can throw that on FS1. That's what they normally
ABC
do.
will grab it.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So you have Penn State, Ohio State. Fox gets that. So let's be honest. That's going to be the game. And then ABC gets the next selection. They're going to pick up the Michigan State game. But where will they slot that game? 3:30 ABC?
Probably 3:30.
Or the night game on ESPN.
Oh.
I'd have
Wow.
to see who else is playing that week. But that is a very scary proposition because I am out on a night game.
Yeah.
I mean, I
watching it, you won't go to it.
Exactly. A couple of my buddies, we talked about this. If it's noon, we're going to go. If it's 3:30, we'll think about it. If it's 8 o'clock, to use a phrase of Rob Parker, no way, no how, I'm out.
Yeah, 100%. I gotta go. I'll be working the game as well, so I'll be there regardless of what time it is. I know I'm talking stuff now, but I got to do some pregame stuff there. But I would much rather it be a 12 or much rather it be a 3:30, so I can get up there early, get in, get out, and leave, and it's still daytime, it's still daylight outside.
Good luck with that.
Absolutely. Plenty of time to talk college football. We're going to talk a lot of college football today. I do want to start with the Monday Night Football game last night. The Rams just look horrific, and the San Francisco 49ers, behind that defense and Jimmy Garoppolo, got the job done. This wasn't even a game, really. 24-9 was the final score, but this felt like a lot more than a 15-point spread. I mean, San Francisco dominated this thing from start to finish. 17 quarterback hurries for Matthew Stafford. 17 quarterback hurries. Let me say that again.
Yeah.
So is that, one of those things, Braylon, where San Francisco defense is really, really good, one of the best in the league along with Dallas, or is the LA Rams just that bad offensively now?
It's both. The 49ers are a very good defense. Nick Bosa's dominance, once again, he came out there. He had three tackles, 2 sacks, 9 pressures. They are a real legit defense. Fred Warner. Those guys play hard. They play fast. They play physical. And they're very consistent. On the other side of the ball, you're looking at the Rams. Remember, Ryan, they struggled last year, early in the year. If you look at a couple of their games, like the Seattle game, the one that Russell got injured in, the Seahawks were winning. They were struggling earlier. Insert around game 9, insert Von Miller, insert Odell Beckham, insert these guys. And also, don't forget, Mr. Left Tackle is no longer there, Andrew Whitworth. So it's a new system. You miss Von Miller, you miss Odell Beckham, and also, who's the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings now?
Kevin O'Connell.
He's no longer with the Rams.
Did you see who OBJ visited yesterday?
The Giants.
Back in East Rutherford, New York, New Jersey, visiting the G-Man.
He and Landon Collins were at the same time, both former Giants.
How about that? Last night's game, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I had the San Francisco defense. Not that anyone gives a damn. I wound up winning my fantasy game.
Shocking.
But they were phenomenal. And D'Amico Ryans, right?
Yep. Defense coordinator.
Going to be a head coach really, really fast. This guy knows how to coach. Joe and Troy talking him up yesterday. The Manning brothers talking him up yesterday. It was great to see. That was Robert Saleh's place, right?
Yeah,
he set them up. And in comes D'Amico Ryans. I remember him playing football. Jimmy G, he does just what you need to do to get the game done. Their running game with Wilson was good. Kittle, 1 catch, all day again. But Deebo Samuel, wow. Deebo Samuel. Yeah. He's a highlight reel all to his own. That 60-yard touchdown, I can watch that every day and twice on Sunday.
D'Amico Ryans was drafted the year before me to the Houston Texans. Really good linebacker, really good Mike linebacker, really understood the position. But as a defensive coordinator, he coaches with that same tenacity. He puts guys in good position. You see Fred Warner, you see Nick Bosa, the stunts that they're doing now. Like you say, he's going to have a head coaching job. Jimmy Garoppolo, you know what he is. Jimmy Garoppolo understands the offense. He understands the play to the strengths. He understands not to turn the ball over. He understands that, I got an easy, cushy job right here. Play to our defense, and it's working for those guys. It's going to be interesting. Deebo Samuel,
Who did I have in my NFC Championship game?
Tampa and the Rams.
Did I?
Yeah.
Because I thought I had Tampa and San Francisco. Or at least when Jimmy when Jimmy G went down. Excuse me, when what's his
Trey
name?
Lance.
Trey Lance. When Trey Lance went down, Jimmy G took that job. The happiest man in the universe was Kyle Shanahan.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Kyle Shanahan was the happiest man on the face of the earth.
He's also got to be embarrassed.
When Trey Lance went down. When he went down, the only person that was upset was John Lynch. Because John Lynch is still the only person that thinks that Trey Lance is going to I understand. Aaron Judge is up to bat.
You don't think Kyle Shanahan wanted Trey Lance as much as John?
I don't know. But
what I heard.
Here's the difference. Once you may want a guy, but once you get him in, once you see him, you know right away. And Kyle Shanahan adjusted his expectations. Kyle Shanahan knew what he's got in Trey Lance, and he knows what he's got in Jimmy G. With Jimmy G, the San Francisco 49ers are a Super Bowl caliber champion.
Yeah, when you look at it like this, it's when the GM and coach is two different things. The GM looks at you like, hey, this is our guy. Trey Lance is the guy we want. He's the guy of the future. Hey, you make it work. Mm-hmm. Hey, Kyle Shanahan, you make this guy work. You make him be the guy. Meanwhile, Kyle Shanahan, who's actually coaching the talent, sees the talent. Kyle's like, I I need Jimmy G back, so he's happy to have Jimmy G back because Jimmy G is going to keep them in every game. Jimmy G also can make plays and win some games, so it should be interesting how the season plays out in that NFC West.
I'm very interested to see what you guys think.
7 sacks, by the way. We forgot to even just mention that.
No, but we did
talked about
the defense
rushing.
and the 17.
I talked about both sides. I said, yeah, 2 of those.
17 hurries and 7 sacks. Matthew Stafford doesn't seem to have a chance back there.
16 sacks on the year.
Second in the
Matthew
NFL.
Trashford, that's what you meant to say.
Matthew Trashford. A lot of people talking about Matthew Trashford. I do want to ask you guys this question about this perception about Matthew Stafford right now, because I saw a couple of national guys today talking about how Jared Goff is playing better football than Matthew Stafford.
Stats are better.
There's no question about it right now. But I think that Matthew Stafford, no matter what he does for the rest of his career,
he's good.
This is all house money now. It is all house money. You take that contract, you take that trade every day and twice on Sunday. I want to see what you guys think about it. Also, I want to ask you, who's stealing more money, Kenny Golladay or Allen Robinson? I want to ask you that question as well. Keep an eye on Aaron Judge. He just had an at-bat, grounded out 0 for 1, 2 games to go. 3 games to go.
Including today.
2 games to go, 3 games to go, including today. 2 more after this one to get to 62. We'll talk about Monday Night Football, NFL, Lions, college football today. Don't forget to pick up your shirts. WoodwardSports.com. Get in the Woodward Sports chat. Get in the Woodward Sports shop. Let me know when he gets here, baby. But first, a message from the Foaling Warehouse.
Man, I put a team together wearing those shirts at the Foaling Warehouse. 2 ways to play this fun game in Hamtramck, Michigan. $12, unlimited open play, or a private lane reservation for 2 hours. Run you $120, but you get 10 or 12 people on a lane. Order any drink you want, multiple full bars, and over 100 beers they have to offer, plus the $2 mystery beer machine. Check them out. Bring your own food in. Have it delivered. It's all you. It's all. Get your foal on right now. Check them out at foalingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron. Here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait. It's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey everybody, in case you didn't know, Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports.
What?
It's also home to the Judgment Free Zone.
No
you can work
judgments.
out for just $10
Only
a month.
$10?
Yes, only $10 a month. Enjoy everything from the guest privileges, hydro massages, and much more. If you upgrade to that black card, all you got to do is join in club today or check them out at planetfitness.com.
Before we get into Matthew Stafford, Braylon, Allen Robinson targets, receptions. Sorry.
They literally, the broadcast, they were like, he's not even looking over there.
$20 million a year.
Not even looking. Is
One catch, 4 catches, 2 catches, 2 catches. Last night, 2 catches for 7 yards. Allen Robinson. I mean, Kenny Golladay is clearly stealing more money than Allen Robinson is, clearly. But this is not at all what you pay $20 million a year for.
It's not Allen Robinson's fault that Matt Stafford only knows to throw the ball to the other guy. White guy looks like him.
Facts.
Black guys can catch too, Ryan. Now that's a joke out there, everybody. That was a joke.
Funny.
Literally, Cooper Kupp had 20 targets last night. Cooper Kupp had 15 targets a week before that. Now, I don't know if that's partly Kevin O'Connell not being there and them trying to figure it out, get him acclimated. But that's on Matthew Stafford and that offensive coordinating crew. This is one of those things I was going to talk about as it relates to Matthew Stafford here, as it relates to Matthew Stafford last year and this current season. Matthew Stafford got to go out there and make plays. Has Matthew Stafford ever been a guy that can go out there and make plays and win games and be dominant in your mind? Or is it a similar situation to Jared Goff where if you put him in the right situation, i.e. last year, he can go in there and make a couple plays like the throw in the NFC Championship game. Like, if you look back at that season, name me outside of a couple plays where he really just dominated and was that. He was in a very good situation.
It's very difficult, I think, to project these things because I think there's only really a handful of guys in the National Football League that can do it on their own, seemingly. Lamar Jackson is one of them.
Aaron Rodgers. Patrick
Aaron
Mahomes.
Rodgers is another.
Patrick
but
Mahomes.
even Patrick Mahomes, I mean, for his entire career has had...
Watch yourself.
Listen to me. For his entire career, he's had Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football, Tyreek Hill, and he's had one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL in Andy Reid. I don't want to minimize what he's doing. He is a video game player. It is incredible what he's doing. He was one of the guys that I was thinking of. But Tom Brady's the other one. No matter what, that's it. It is very hard to be one of those.
Josh Allen?
But Josh Allen's also got he's got Stephon Diggs, and Josh Allen did not come into the league throwing it on fire. After 2 years, people were like, is this our guy?
Yeah, very true.
So there are very few quarterbacks in this league that can do it on their own. And I can name you 4 off the top of my head, and everybody else needs something or someone. Matthew Stafford, I would say, to get sacked 7 times, to get 17 hurries, to not get any run game whatsoever, 57 yards on 18 carries last night for the LA Rams. That's the same thing he had in Detroit. And
is Matthew Stafford better than Jared Goff?
But what I'm saying, I think Matthew Stafford is a better player than Jared Goff, yes. But Matthew Stafford also has about 7 years on Goff. You know, talk to me when Goff has 7 more years of playing under his belt, and you can even them up, go mano a mano.
I got you.
But I think, yes, Stafford is a guy that needs help, clearly. But most guys do.
You're not going to win a Super Bowl, or you're not going to get to the playoffs and have deep playoff runs if you don't have guys. If you don't have guys behind you. I mean, every once in a while, you'll get a team where, I mean, like maybe San Fran last year where George Kittle's not playing that well, the running game is just okay, and Deebo Samuel is just crushing it, and then obviously the defense. But for the most part, you look at guys, you got to have 3 wide receivers, you got to have a tight end, you got to have a running back and have a good offensive line. So it's not happening like that for Matthew Stafford right now with the Rams, and they're struggling. And it's basically we'll get to the point where maybe we'll have a good pick this year coming from the Rams.
I told you my hot take alert, Maz, a couple of weeks ago is that the Rams are not going to make the playoffs.
I don't know about that, but they're not playing like they could play. And
how are they going to get to the playoffs?
There's plenty of time. They're in the NFC.
It's still early, but how are they going to get there?
They're in the NFC. They're going to get there.
I put it to you this way. Defense
They're
looks
still the Super Bowl champs.
And what have you done for me lately?
They were the Super Bowl champs. They lost Von Miller, and they added Allen Robinson. They should be even from last year.
No.
It's only 4 weeks. Give them a chance.
They can't get to the quarterback. They can't run the ball. They clearly can't pass the other wide receivers outside of Cooper Kupp. Matthew Stafford is struggling. He's struggling in there. Sean McVay, he looks like a man that's frustrated. You see him on the sidelines. He's as red as Ryan's shirt is. Like, they are in a bad space right now. But it is early in the season. You still have time. You do have a championship pedigree. But the clock is ticking because it's not like you're doing a couple things bad, Maz. It's not like your offensive line isn't good, but your talent, your weapons, they're still there. You just got to shore that up. It's not like you're getting to the quarterback a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, whatever. They are doing a lot of things bad. Can't run the ball. Matthew Stafford's only eyeing one receiver. Higbee's doing decent. The offensive coordinator, they don't look like they got the pulse like they did last year with Kevin O'Connell on the defensive side. Where's Bobby Wagner? The only tackle I've seen this year was the one he had on the guy that was streaking.
That was a good tackle.
First of all, he's an idiot for doing that because if that
Two guys did it, him and someone else. They sandwiched him.
If he would have hit with his helmet, if his helmet hits this guy, breaks his jaw, or tackles this guy, he dislocates his shoulder and his knee, he's suing Bobby Wagner for $500,000. He's going to win that case in court
today.
And he's going to win that case in court.
That makes me sick to my stomach that guy could sue a football player.
Yep.
That makes me sick. And I've talked about that before. But you're talking about Sean McVay. He's red in the face because he's embarrassed. He can't beat Kyle Shanahan in the regular season. Yeah, he won the one that counted. He won the NFC Championship. But you know what? The 49ers got the Rams number. Rams are going to be fine. They are.
And I don't want to make excuses for Matthew Stafford. I'm certainly not doing that. But he threw the ball 48 times, and there's only 2 catches for the guy that they pay $22 million a year to. I wanted to ask you, Braylon, how much is accumulating talent and actually guys that fit into systems? Because I think we here wanted Brad Holmes to take a look at Allen Robinson. He's a hometown guy. We saw him a couple of times here in Chicago. Is it possible that a guy like Allen Robinson just doesn't fit into the system of what the Rams want to do? I mean, Tyler Higbee caught 10 passes last night.
If you don't target me, I can't catch the pass.
But why? But again, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Does Allen Robinson fit the scheme?
That's a good point because the identity.
Like you do something well as a wide receiver.
For the last couple of years, if you look at the Rams, they had Brandon Cooks, they had Robert
speed down the field,
and in the slot, Robert Woods. You have Cooper Kupp. You have kind of an identity. Robert Woods,
precision routes.
Josh Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds. When Robert Woods tears his ACL, you bring in Odell. Well, technically, they brought in Odell Beckham. Then he tears his ACL, but you bring him in. He's a very similar player. Very crisp routes, getting to that zone, getting open. And now, no Robert Woods. Now, no Odell Beckham. Now you're bringing in a guy that's a big wide receiver. He can make plays, can get downfield. But you don't run that style often. So to what you're asking, it is a good question. And I believe they waited too long on that pick and said, we'll just take Allen Robinson. It should work. And Kevin O'Connell's not there either.
That's the problem, too, because when I remember Allen Robinson playing for the Chicago Bears, it was Mitchell Trubisky throw it up to Allen Robinson.
50-50 balls.
50-50 ball, go get it, and he would make it.
Yeah.
But that's not what the Rams do.
Nah.
That's not what they do at all. So I just think it's one thing to accumulate talent, but it's another thing to put puzzle pieces together and build a team.
They play a more skilled, more talented version of what the Patriots were so good at with Wes Welker and Edelman and Amendola. Those guys very similar, just more talent with the Rams with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and Odell Beckham. You couldn't put, even though T.O. is one of the best wide receivers ever, you couldn't have T.O. in the Patriots scheme playing Danny Amendola. It's not going to work till you say. You can't put a square in a round peg. Yeah, there you go.
Is OBJ a healthy OBJ or a healthy Allen Robinson right now? Who would you take to put on the Rams?
OBJ.
But the problem is, he tears his ACL in 2020. Turns around, tears his ACL again.
But is he that much of a different receiver is what I'm asking
Oh,
you.
yeah, 100%. You talking about when he's healthy?
Yeah, you said healthy. That's why I said automatically OBJ.
What? That's not even enough. What Odell Beckham did in the first 5 years in NFL history is uncharted territory. He was must-see TV over everybody in the NFL. I promise you that. Everybody, the Giants were on TV. Odell Beckham was getting busy, and he found himself again last year with the Rams. He found that OBJ again. He found that skill. He found that confidence in himself. He was lighting it up. Odell Beckham scored in every game, the last 5 games of the year.
I know. I told you it was very impressive.
So I would say Odell Beckham for this game, but just wide receiver. Man, they're not even the same.
I just thought Allen Robinson was going to be
great.
Unbelievable.
And that's why we're talk show hosts and not NFL general managers at the same time. But you do that a couple of more times, you sign a couple of more deals
They'll
like
be
that,
right
you're
here
going to
with
be
us.
sitting right with us. Absolutely. Guys, don't forget to get your woodwardsports.com. Keep chopping, baby. Let me know when he gets here. woodwardsports.com. Click on the shop tab and get your T-shirt.
Here's a good thing. You keep talking about F them picks. Is it starting to catch up? Them not drafting guys and developing guys and learning the system, know that idea. You keep just trying to pick and play, drop guys in system. That F them picks, maybe that's starting to come back to bite.
But you know what? I would take that. I would take that.
Yeah.
As a Lions fan, if I won my Super Bowl,
But that's the thing.
I don't give a damn anymore.
That's the thing, too. Once you win that Super Bowl,
it's icing.
It's a free-for-all.
Icing.
It's a total free-for-all. See me again in 25 years.
Stop whining.
No doubt about it. Guys, want to go around the NFL. A couple of big stories brewing up. New York Post, page 6, reporting that Tom Brady and Giselle have both hired divorce attorneys. How will that impact the Bucs and Brady moving forward?
NAB.
Also, why Tyreek Hill chose the Miami Dolphins over the New York Jets. This is a very interesting thing, and I want to see if there's something where you could explore that here. How much of a detriment that is to our professional sports teams. We'll talk about it, but first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. Got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford has also over 300 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years. Some with less than 500 miles on them, so they're like new. Get off your heels into some wheels. Come on down today, practically giving them away at Les Stanford Chevrolet and Cadillac. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
At Alta, uptime matters. That's right. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rental, they've got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO, the number 2, Alta. That's 844-GO-2-ALTA.
Guys, we'll talk Lions coming up. Hour number 2, Dan Campbell talking about changes on defense. Aaron Glenn, what's the latest on Levi Onwuzurike? Josh Paschal, a couple of second-round picks there that we'll just have to wait and see on. But first, we're going to go around the NFL, the National Football League. Tom,
let's do it. You teased it earlier. Looks like Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen Brady are separating and have now hired, each of them, a divorce lawyer. And obviously both want joint custody of the kids. They're great parents. They were building this huge mansion on, they call it Billionaires Row, I think it is. They stopped that now. And they're going to try to split up all the property that they have and move on.
Ryan, you're married, but both of you guys are married. Beautiful wives by you. Shout out to Nicole, shout out to Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, for sure. You my guys, man. Got a chance to see Kathy, that big boy, man.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen her in a while.
She's all right.
So Giselle was making $125 million. She was making more money than Tom Brady for the majority of their relationship. This 20 years, she was making more than for the majority of it. She puts her modeling career, or she kind of like takes a step back. She let Tom Brady, do his thing, let him rise to the forefront. She raises the kids. She's out at the crib. She's
her nannies.
Exactly. Of course, her and her nannies. She's still there doing around, a little wine in the afternoon. You know how it goes. But she's taking a step back and she's letting Tom do him. Go ahead, babe. Play football. Keep playing as long as you want to. They leave the Patriots. You're like, is it time now? I mean, is it time for us to become a family and, maybe Miami, maybe one more stop? All right, babe, I give you one more stop. I give you one more chance. Boom. We go out there, year 1, win the Super Bowl, retire. All right, cool. We did it. We're good. Insert. I think I should come back. I think I should help them out because I did agree to play 2 years. All right. You know what? Stick it in there. You did agree to a 2-year contract. You did do that, so we'll stick it out. Season goes last year. Doesn't go as well as they wanted to, but Tom has a phenomenal year. Could have been the end. Could have been the send-off. Tom retires. She's like, good. finally, I got my Timme. I got the kids, I got the family. Now we can go do other things outside of football. Insert 44 days later, you know what, I think I want to play football. Now he's back in the NFL. She's at her wit's end. She's like, you know what? He can't not have football. He doesn't know how to be anything other than TB12. I'm out.
I think
He did take, 10, 15, 14 days off to be with her after that?
I do think
See you in February.
I do think that what you do is inside of you. And when you get married, just because you get married and maybe the other person wants you to change, you can't change. You don't change. Maybe some priorities change here and there, but at the same time, you are what you are. You are who you are.
It's 21 years later, though, Ryan.
I'm just saying that I would like to know what Tom Brady told Giselle about the Miami Dolphins situation too, because
She knows.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if she was going to let him come back this year and play with the Miami Dolphins
Or own them.
or own them,
Or
play
both.
and own,
Yeah.
why does she care that he's now playing for the Bucks? And I also think when you have two alphas in a relationship, that's really what this comes down to. You have two alphas. You don't have somebody here and somebody here, or somebody here and somebody here. I mean, you have somebody right here. You have the greatest ever to do it in one field, and you have the greatest ever to do it in another field. And you have them together. That doesn't work out all the time. And I am not shocked by this. And you can say, "Oh, what are they doing? There's so much money."
No,
and
it's
they
been a
look
lot
so
of it's been a lot of friction the whole time they've been married.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Well, you called it. Two alphas. That's got to be friction.
you have two alphas.
Yeah.
It rarely works out.
But at the same time, there's one thing. It's one thing to go to Tampa after you've already retired and go back to this team. It's another thing to go maybe play for the Dolphins, but get an ownership stake. There's a big difference in being an owner of an NFL team and on that journey versus this man can't give it up. And here we are again in Tampa. Lord knows what's going to happen next year. He even talked about playing until he's 50 at one point. So I'm like, she's just tired of taking the backseat.
Well, he looks
I
like he could continue to play. He is in that good a shape. He looks like he's getting younger.
385,
as a matter of fact.
3
But
touchdowns.
here's the kicker: he's never going to give football up, and that's okay because that's part of you. He will be an owner, or he's going to be in the
Something.
booth anyway.
Right.
So I just don't. I don't think it's all about football here.
I don't
I
either.
don't. I just think it's two people. You know what? And this was the last straw. That's it. I think that's it. And you know what? It's none of our freaking business anyway.
All right, so check this out. Obviously, I played in the NFL, so a lot of my friends were married at the time.
Yeah, but you're not married.
And I see no, I was not.
Okay, we are married.
I was
so
late.
you in the NFL, we're married.
But what I'm saying is, in the NFL, my teammates had wives. And that's what I'm saying. And you can, as you're on teams for a couple years, you know the relationship, you know the family. As years start to get extended, as you meet guys like Jason Taylor when he comes to the Jets in 2010, you meet their wives, like they have plans. Like they have a plan. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm in 12 years. I'm out. We will take the next step. Or 14 years, or whatever it is. They have a plan, and guys can feel their wives getting impatient towards the end where they're trying to squeak out a couple more years. You're talking about guys squeaking out to get to 12, 14. It's 21 years.
If you marry a smoker and then all of a sudden you guys get married and you want him to quit smoking, it's really hard to do. You know, and I know that might not be the best analogy since I quit smoking 4 years ago.
Congratulations,
But
by the way.
nonetheless,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, you are who you are. If you marry a sports fan,
Right.
you can't ask him not to watch football on Sunday because you want to go to the cider mill. You know, I mean,
I
it's
love the cider mill,
it's
by
a
the way.
very difficult thing to do.
I get it, but okay, I understand that. But at the same time, Tom Brady is the second longest tenured player in NFL history to NFL history, only behind George Blanda, who played 26 years with the Oakland Raiders, who are now the Las Vegas
But he looked
Raiders.
like he
So
was
it's-
60 when he was 25.
Exactly. So it's not like you're talking about a guy that's extent. Once again, you're not talking about, this is rare territory. The second longest career in NFL history, that's a little different, Ryan Ermanni, than 14 years. That's an additional 7. That's tough.
Listen, Forget Brady for a minute. Let's go to practice squad guys like Dan Skipper. Dan Skipper has been on, what, 6, 7 teams, like you said, and had 20-some-odd contracts. Now, how about his wife? What is she saying? Oh, we got to go to another city again? Well, in the radio business, you get kicked out of radio like you're throwing out.
Because they didn't like the way you parked in the parking spot.
But you know what? But you have a friend that lives in Vegas. Oh, I'll get you a job in Vegas. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you get fired from there when a new PD comes. I got a friend in
San Diego.
Oh, I'll get you a job there. No. You have to make a decision as a husband, as a wife. Are you going to do?
Are you in or
are you in or out? Are you going to go all around the country to follow your career, or are you going to stay home, be a dad, be a husband, and party or be miserable?
Go sell cars.
Be miserable.
But for Dan Skipper and his wife, like, he's trying to make money.
I know he is.
So she's not.
But you know what?
But his wife's not tripping because you got the option with the NFL. If you make a roster like this year, his minimum is what, 485, 515 is minimum. That's a lot more than you're gonna make at LetStanford.com selling cars over there. It's a lot more than you're gonna make. So if I'm her 6 years, you keep going, baby, until you get.
You make good money selling cars.
Ali Rita.
This is very true.
There's only one Ali Rita, by the way.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, you follow your career and you want to be smiling all the time. You want to, you love your job so much, but there comes a point where you have to say, all right, I'm done running around. I'm going to go work at Kroger, and I'm going to stay home. And I'm going to be with my family, and I'm steady here.
It's a good conversation.
I don't want to move my kids around.
It's a good conversation. It really is, because I think most of us could decide family or job. Yeah. Most of us could decide that, but it's just an extremely difficult decision to make when you are one of one. But again, your wife is also one of one. 2 alphas. Just very difficult stuff. We're going to take a break. Come right back. When we do, we'll continue around the NFL. I really want to talk about this Tyreek Hill situation because I think this is a fascinating thing that I really never gave too much credence to.
NBA players have been doing it for years.
I know, and I never paid a lot of attention to it, but I think it's very important.
I stayed in the offseason for 10 years.
Could Michigan do anything remotely close to this? We'll talk about it, but first a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. Up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Many locations in the Metro Detroit area, many more around the country. Wherever you are listening, wherever you are watching, there is a Lady Jane's near you. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The best place to make bets is oddstrader.com. All the parlays, same game parlays that you want to make for multiple sports book, live up-to-date action as it's going on, and also data tracking status information. So if you're a guy like me that doesn't know too much about sports betting, they give you the information, they give you the picks, they give you a little bit of the percentages, they give you the stats to help you make the best picks. Simply put, OddsTrader is the best. oddstrader.com.
WoodwardSports.com is the place to be. Thanks to everybody in the Woodward Sports chat. Again, thanks
The
to
interface is looking really good, by the way.
Absolutely. Thanks to everybody who bought a shirt yesterday. Hoping to sell more of these bad boys today. WoodwardSports.com. Go to the shop tab. Let me know when he gets here. That's right. Let me know when he gets here. We'll let you know when Fletch wakes up a little bit. Okay, there we go. There's the shirt. Let me know when he gets here. I'm just playing with you.
Hey, is there a little
You're
TM
my
in a
guy.
circle underneath there?
What?
Is there a little TM in a circle underneath there? Trademark?
Tom
Oh,
Mazawey.
Tom Mazawey trademark?
No, dude, you don't get any royalties
What
for
a
this.
sin, man.
I mean, you don't get any
What a
royalties for
sin.
this. So good. That is.
By the way, the Mazcam is
fantastic.
getting a lot of love today.
I can't
Alyssa's
imagine why
back
it
in the
wouldn't.
chair.
Say, Alyssa's
Can't
back. And
imagine
she's
why
out
it
of the
wouldn't.
boot.
That's
She's out
right.
of the boot.
Good
She
to
had-
see Alyssa back
She
there.
has surgery, so she's finally out of the boot. Good to
The
see her
guys,
back.
the guys have said they want a three-way camera up there now. They want a picture of you, and a picture of the camera in
Oh,
the back
that would
there.
be good.
That would
There
be
you go.
dope.
That would be absolutely fantastic
Yeah, get a
as we
bigger
continue now to go around the NFL. Mass Tyreek Hill was very close to picking the Jets in the offseason, but chose not to because
He wants to make some more money. That's right. He wants to save on tax. Income tax. You pay what in Florida there, Braylon?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's why. So when I was in the NFL, I always had home. I had my off-season home was always Miami. Like you had to establish residency there, so you couldn't lie on taxes. Remember, Derek Jeter got in trouble for that, trying to use his
Tampa.
He tried to use his Tampa, but when they went and did the investigation, he had like no photos, no furniture. He had any clothes. But Florida, man, I thought about playing for the Dolphins. I was excited early on. I thought I was gonna get drafted there. My mom explained to me no state tax. I was like, money, 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 money.
it's so great. You know, you got everybody from New York moving to Florida.
The snowbirds.
But then they vote the same way.
Yep.
You know, it's great. California the same way. Texas is another place.
Texas.
But can you imagine a player of the caliber of Tyreek Hill choosing a team, choosing your team because of the state income tax? Man, if the Pistons want to get some free agents, if the Lions want to get some free agents, come on, Big Gretch. Come on, Big
Drop
Gretch.
it. Drop that income tax.
Come on, Big Gretch.
I gotta think also when Tyreek was making the decision, when Tyreek was looking at Zach Wilson and looking at Tua, he's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. But I think I like the team better down here in Florida.
It just reminds me, as a Jet fan, of the whole Bill Belichick fiasco when he was the Jets head coach for a day, and then
What
night.
was the situation with that?
Well,
I forget about that.
Bill Parcells was retiring,
Piece of work.
but handing it down to Belichick. But Belichick didn't like that the Jets were just sold from Leon Hess, the Hess family, to the new Woody Johnson family. So he didn't get a feeling that he wanted to be with Woody Johnson. Meanwhile, Robert Kraft comes in and says, I'll let you do whatever the hell you want with my team up here in Foxborough.
So that was an ownership change thing.
Yeah, at night, they make the deal that he's going to go to New England. He no-shows the Jets the next day and then has the press conference in New England
It's like
saying,
the Mayflower
Yep.
out of Baltimore.
he pulled the rug out from Bill Parcells. And if you watch the 30 for 30, the two Bills, it'll tell you
That
more
was
about
a great
it.
one. I just
It's a
forgot
great
the
one.
story.
Go back
Yeah.
and watch it, but he could have been the New York Jets head coach.
But didn't Parcells pull a move on him with the Patriots job or something like that?
Because Parcells was there at one point
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah.
There was something between the two of them.
Yeah.
As best buddies as they won 2 Super Bowls
They
together.
stopped talking for like 10 years.
Yeah, for a bit.
Yeah.
For a bit.
Again,
Two alphas.
Two alphas.
Two
There you
alphas.
go.
Two alphas.
Two alphas.
And,
So
and
that,
as one star rises, it goes from Parcells. Like, well, wait a minute. This defensive coordinator here, man.
Right.
This guy is easy. And like Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka.
No
all
doubt.
they had to do was unleash Lawrence Taylor, and then he made both of them, by the way. Congrats to Kenny Pickett, #1 draft pick from the Pittsburgh Steelers from Pitt University. Played his home games at Heinz Field, now Acrisure Stadium. He is your new starter in Pittsburgh.
The good thing about this is I went back and watched the film, Ryan and Maz, and he had 3 interceptions, but they weren't his fault. There were 3 drops. They were tip passes from the tight end Fryer move, from the tight end the wide receiver Deontay Johnson. So tip passes led to those interceptions. He looked confident. He looked confident back, comfortable and confident in that role. we talked about it. Pittsburgh's are a sneaky team. They always keep a good defense. Who's to say they can't get something going? I mean, the AFC we thought it was going to be this juggernaut. Well, you know what? Right now, it's kind of teams that are in the middle of the road. Steelers might have a chance.
Without question. I'm a big fan of, if you are not going to win a championship or compete for a championship, go with your young guys. Get his clock started. Get him ready. I know he's going to start against the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
We ain't scared.
Right.
Go take your licks.
I'll tell you what.
Start the clock.
Mike Tomlin, that's why he's a great coach.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that never had a losing season. He's got a chance at a losing season for the first time in his career this year, because Pittsburgh could be in a free fall.
Interesting enough, the only quarterback drafted in the first round is not the first rookie quarterback to throw a touchdown. Insert Bailey Zappi.
Isn't that something?
Baby.
Bailey Zappi.
In Green Bay. Had the lead in the fourth quarter, by the way. How about the other quarterback on the hot seat? None other
Matthew Stafford
than Baker Mayfield. The other day he said, I don't care that they're booing me. And now
He's used to it.
They ask Matt Rule, what's the deal? Who's your quarterback? He says, I think it's Baker. How about Sam Darnold? He's not ready yet. I mean, God, man. Sam Darnold is going to unseat Baker Mayfield. Baker?
You wanted Baker here.
I love Baker Mayfield. I still do.
But do you
I said it was the worst team that he could have went to was the Carolina Panthers.
Right.
I can't stick up for him the way he's playing, though. I can't.
I think he's in a situation where this might be it. And I know it,
He's a free agent next year.
But I'm just saying, you're seeing what you're getting out of him. The team's not good, to your point. The team isn't good, but Baker, I mean, once quarterbacks continue to start taking licks like that, had a tough year last year, that weighs on the mental. Now he has a tough year with the Carolina Panthers. That's another tough year on the mental. Guys that are interviewing these guys, the guys that are bringing you in, GMs that bring you in, they're like, I don't know, his mental might be fragile. I don't know if I want that guy leading my team that's trying to get to the playoffs and win it all.
Dan Campbell talked about it today and yesterday, and we'll talk about it in the next hour. Confidence.
Yeah.
As a professional athlete, Bray, if you lose your confidence, you're dead. You're dead man walking.
2008, so coming off the Pro Bowl, 2007, 16 touchdowns. 2008, I couldn't catch the ball. Like in the beginning of the season, like for whatever it was, I just couldn't catch the ball for the first 8 weeks of the season. And like once you drop one pass, you drop another pass, and then you're like, shoot, can I catch the ball? Whatever. It affects your mental, and I got out of that, thank God. But it's a real thing. When you lose that confidence and you're starting to try to find it again, it's a tough space to be in.
Now, the guys on the chat are busting yours and my chops, saying, you still want that bum here? I'm going to say this. You just said it. Confidence. Was Jared Goff confident in his last year with the Rams? Was he confident last year here before things started to change? No. He's confident now. Baker Mayfield just needs a team
that believes in him.
Yeah. And a decent team. Who's he throwing to? Robbie Anderson?
But the other
his
side
coach sucks too, by the way.
But the other side of that is Baker Mayfield's teammates in Cleveland, they weren't adorned by him. He didn't adore them.
No question.
They weren't together. They weren't vibing and hanging out and doing all kind of stuff. He's not a guy that seems to have the locker room no matter what, even when they were good.
Well, you might be
right
there.
Even when they go to the playoffs, he didn't seem like that. That wouldn't have worked here. Like his attitude, who he is, etc., what he's shown thus far, all the commercials and progressive and all that stuff, that wouldn't have worked here because this team is locked and loaded together. This team plays for each other. They're good. They're brothers. I don't know if that would have worked here.
And to be honest with you, for everybody in the chat, and thank you for being in the chat, WoodwardSports.com chat. Do you still want Malik at number 2? Do you still want Baker Mayfield? Guys, this is a sports show. It's sports opinions. We are entitled to be wrong and be interesting at the same time.
Thank you.
Good call.
Period.
Last one.
That's what this thing's all about. Who makes the most money in this business? Skip Bayless. How many times he right? Stephen A. Smith. How many times he right?
Yeah.
You know,
it's real.
They're interesting. They're interesting. Friggin' Colin Cowherd.
He's right a lot.
He's right a lot,
but to your point,
he's wrong a lot.
He's wrong a lot.
Exactly.
So it's who can be the most interesting.
He loves Baker. He's a Baker guy.
Right.
He was a Baker guy.
Who can be the most interesting and who can be the most entertaining?
He also
I don't care if I'm ever right.
He also abused the hell out of Baker,
like to
too.
be right,
He
though, about a couple of
did.
things.
He trolled. How about Shannon Sharp, man? Talking about, get a hold of yourself, Antonio Brown. And we didn't talk about Antonio Brown. Over the weekend, last week, he's in Dubai. And he goes in the pool naked. And he sticks his ass up in some woman's face. She's laughing. Then he turns around and she starts running away because, he just wouldn't stop. He kept putting himself out there. Let's say that. And there were guys yelling from the pool
Put his
deck.
crank out there.
There were guys yelling outside, "Go AB, yeah, AB, do it." And Shannon Sharp came on, and I'll tell you, I thought it was a great take by him,
amazing.
saying, "Where are the people? Where are the African Americans talking to him and telling him to stop doing this? You are destroying yourself.
Yeah.
You had a chance to make all that money. Stay in Tampa Bay. You're abusing Tom Brady, putting yourself up with his wife." There was a picture of him and Giselle. He kind of trolled Tom Brady as well.
That man let you stay at his house.
That man let you stay.
saved your career.
Correct.
And you have the audacity to do something like that. Shannon crushed that tape.
He did.
He crushed that tape.
Crushed it. I love Shannon Sharp.
I do too. He's on.
He is on.
He's
Did you
on.
see that, right?
He's on.
He is.
He's on.
Hey, last thing, Cameron Brate.
Yep.
Sunday Night Football.
Yep.
He gets concussed. He don't know where he is. They put him back in the game.
3 more targets.
They realize, okay, maybe we should take him out. He's concussed. He's in concussion protocol. Tony Dungy, he just says it, and Rodney Harrison. They say it. Rodney Harrison was great as well. Also says, NFL, what the hell are you doing? NFL players, save yourself. If you have a concussion, you got a head, you got your bell rung, get the hell out of the game. Don't worry about what they're telling you. The NFL has got to get this right. Tony Dungy said the system is broken.
This is where you gotta have, and this is where you gotta have family. This is where you gotta have friends, which are family. You gotta have wives, which are family. You gotta have those people closest to you, brothers, nieces. They have to be there for you. They gotta protect you from yourself. Because when you get in a situation like Cameron Brate, or you get into a situation like Tua, you're still in a fall. You're a gladiator, so you want to play, but your mind isn't working correct at the time. So you can't make the decision on the sideline and say, "Nah, man, I shouldn't play," because your mind's not there.
Right.
That's where your family's got to be there for you. That's where a coach. That's where Nick Saban has got to call Tua and say, "Hey, Tua, I think you should do this." That's where your friends and your family got to be there for you most, because it's not going to be the doctors. It's not going to be the owners. It's not going to be the coach. Like Mike McDaniel, I'm not saying he's a bad person, because he's not. I think his integrity is there. But he's doubled down twice on saying we did everything right. We clearly know you didn't, because you fired the consultant. So coaches,
I agree with you, man.
Family, protect these players. You wives, you brothers, protect your players.
How could we be in 2022 and still
Teammates protect
get
your
this
players?
So very wrong. More wrong than I feel like we have over the last decade.
Because we've
They want to win.
because we've glossed over it, because the movie Concussion comes out. Then they address it. Then the NFL spends a lot of money publicly. Hey, this is what we're doing. The NFL does stuff like the soft shell helmets in preseason this year and talk about how many concussions it prevented.
Say 10%.
And so now you think, oh man, Little League football is safe, high school safe again. The NFL is doing it right, everything is good. Meanwhile, it is not. Things like this are always going on. Just think if that game with Tua wasn't the main game. We wouldn't even be talking about it like that. Just think if Cameron Brate happens, it doesn't
Both
happen.
on national TV.
And that's
Both
what I'm
those
saying.
games
Exactly.
on national TV.
That's what I mean. Everyone saw it. Just imagine if this was
Sunday at 1.
The Houston Texans playing the Jaguars at 1.
Right.
You know what they showed Antonio Brown when it turned for him? The Vontaze Burfict hit.
Yeah.
They said they did an interview prior to that. Let me tell you, boys.
Totally normal.
He was a completely different human being. Completely different. After that Vontaze Burfict hit,
that's when he started doing with his hair. That's when he started doing the funny haircuts.
It's all gone. It's all gone down.
Wow.
Since that
is
hit.
an interesting take. Guys, I'm way over for a break. I got to stop here. Is a mass exodus of players about to happen from Michigan State University? Legit question posed by one of the national guys. We'll have that for you next. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Yes, sir. 27 locations and more on the way, too, right here on Woodward Avenue. And if you join the Chili Pepper Club, they're going to save you $5 against any competitor on unlimited tanning and more. Don't forget all those tanning products you could buy as well. The cleanest salons in the D. And you know it's homecoming season. I already had 2 homecoming dances for my daughter to get ready for.
You cutting the rug out there, man?
Not me, but my daughter. So the girls and the men and the boys, they want to get looking good. They want to get that tan. So Chili Peppers Tanning is the place for you. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters is chilipepperstanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports Network is the place to be.com. There it is, woodwardsports.com, Woodward Sports Chat. I got to pull out the shirt once more. So a bunch of these bad boys. Let me know when he gets here. Let me know when he gets here. Tuck coming. Keep chopping that broken axe. WoodwardSports.com. Click on the shop tab. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's just such an interesting situation up there at Michigan State. You know, it's one of those things that you talk about it. Is K9 was so good. If you really break this team down, if you take a second to break it down. Mel Tucker didn't get a chance to recruit the first year he gets here. He's 2-6. They're a bad team.
Recruiting on Zoom.
They're a bad team. They're really young. They have no depth. Insert year 2. They still were just an okay team last year. Secondary wasn't very good. Offensive line wasn't good at all. Defensive line outside of couldn't get to the quarterback. It's K9 masked all that. K9 allowed them to match that. K9 helped them to get up in games so that a lot of teams were playing from behind and beating themselves. Insert a year later, they're still the same team. They're still in development phase. So it's one of those things where you paid him $10 million because of the potential, but they were still a long ways away. It's an interesting thing.
All right, so story comes out today, Braylon Maz, about multiple SMU, that's Southern Methodist University, multiple Southern Methodist players are going to sit the rest of the year and then enter the transfer portal. Well, Darren Ravel comes out and says first came players sitting out bowl games to ensure they didn't get hurt for the NFL draft. Here is the next step in the NIL era. Very important. Players starting to sit out healthy to enter the transfer portal.
And save their years.
Expect this to happen at Miami, Houston, and Michigan State. So Darren Ravel is essentially saying if these players are in a crappy year, having a crappy year at a crappy school,
or don't like their
coach, they're going to be like, I'm out. I'm going to sit the rest of this year. I'm not going any further, and we're going to enter the transfer portal. Michigan State, if this happens, I mean, this is an incredible – look, it's not my money. I don't care about it. The way it's paid is different. When universities paid this type of money, it was a much different thing because if Michigan State University pays Mel Tucker $9.5 million, it's much harder for them to fire – Mel Tucker.
They're only paying $4.5.
So you have, but that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, why people cared about what the coach was making was because your university is going to keep a crappy coach so they didn't A, have to buy him out, and B, double up and pay somebody else $9.5 million to bail that bad coach out. Nowadays, it's completely different. I don't care if Matthew, what's his name, the booster over here at Michigan State.
HBA.
I I don't care if Matt Ishbia is out $9 million or $4 million. I don't care. It's not my money. But that contract seems like it's a bad contract right off the bat. You got in year 3, if you got a bunch of players, and this hasn't happened yet, just speculation.
Yeah.
If you've got a bunch of players leaving your program in year 3 because your program is going down a road they don't like, I do think that gives you pause.
Here's what I want to know in terms of players sitting out healthy. When you come into the University of Michigan, when you come into the University of Clemson or wherever, whatever institution you choose to go to play football and be a student athlete, you got to sign a contract. There's a contract you sign because each year is technically slated as a contract. 4 years aren't promised, and we learned that from Nick Saban because he basically was kind of pushing his juniors out to bring in more 5-stars, etc. With that being said, you got to uphold your contract, which is play ball. So how are guys going, and this is, I'm just asking, I don't know. How are guys going to sit out and tell coach, I'm not playing? All right, cool, we'll kick you out. Like, I don't know how you can just be up in school like, I'm not playing, and not go to meetings and don't play, and you're healthy. Well, that's a violation of a contract. It'll kick you out.
Maz, let me take a break. I want to continue on with this. Top of the hour coming up. But first, a message from Cintron.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Now, for a limited time only, Cintron has combined all 3 of their flavors, the cranberry, sugar-free, and the classic, into a special edition 6-pack. Limited edition, that is. CintronWorld.com/Red Wings is where you can buy this set. They are also partners with the Detroit Tigers and the Pistons. They're trying to help re-energize the city, trying to get it popping again. So, you know what? Let them help re-energize you as well.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Sports.com. Thanks so much for tuning in, making Woodward Sports part of your day. Get in the Woodward Sports chat. We certainly appreciate it. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports, baby. Here we come. Talk not so much. Michigan State, a 25.5-point underdog against Ohio State this week. It is ugly. It is getting uglier in East Lansing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not happy about it. I'm not mad about it at all.
My daughter doesn't even want to go to the games
I take
anymore.
great pleasure in this. I really do. I'll admit it. I don't care. Yes, I root against Michigan State now. Not so much because of the coach or the players. It's the fans.
It's the fan base.
Horrific fan base.
They double down. Like you basically told them before the season they're a 5-loss team. Oh, you clown emoji, blah, blah, blah. Well, now here we are, but they'll never tell you. Then they'll go back and say stuff like, well, remember Appalachian State? That doesn't matter. Interesting question, real quick. What do you think Michigan State can do against Ohio State? In terms of what will be your approach as Mel Tucker?
I don't even know. I mean, I think about the old Clubber Lang. Pain.
What was the score last year in the first half?
42
49 at halftime.
Yeah. You can't.
No.
You can't.
You can pull a Michigan and say you got COVID.
And if you're not, but if you're not getting any better, I mean, I don't know. Neither here nor there at this point.
We'll break that game down later.
But again, just for those of you just turning in at top of hour number 2, SMU is going to have a number of players, multiple players, sit out for the rest of the year. They are going to be healthy scratches, essentially, quit the football program and enter the transfer portal. And Devin Ravel is saying, this is the new version. This is the NIL, name, image, likeness. This is the NIL version of players sitting out a bowl game because they don't want to get hurt for the NFL draft. The next colleges for this to happen: Miami, the Hurricanes, Houston Cougars, and Michigan State Spartans. So is there trouble in East Lansing with Mel Tucker? Maz didn't get you a chance to weigh in on this. You're first up here.
I'll tell you, man, I do think it could be an issue. We make fun, Tuck coming and all of this kind of stuff. But he is like a marketing machine. He has like turned that program. Let's face it, they've got all the new uniforms. They got all the cutting-edge uniforms. That's the route that they're taking. And they had a great year last year. They might have overachieved a little bit thanks to Kenneth Walker. And I thought Peyton Thorne was going to take the next step this year, and he hasn't not yet. And now and you know what? It's not looking good. They could lose 6 straight here. If they're looking down a barrel at 6 straight losses. So they're looking at a losing season, a non-bowl season. And that does not bode well, especially since Michigan now is still on top of their game. Last year, they get in the playoff. This year, they're fighting to win the Big Ten again.
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is. But I do think that we got to give Tucker another year,
5 years, right?
Well, you got to give him.
This is 3.
Yeah, but you got to give him another year to at least. Then you know the kids that he's brought in, because not all these kids are his kids. A lot of what's happening now.
With that.
But a lot of what's happening now, you could blame on the way D'Antonio left. He left the cupboard bare, and he left in the middle of the night. It was like the Colts moving out of Baltimore.
I agree, but because of the transfer portal, is there such a thing as not my guys anymore? Because you can go pluck whoever you want now.
Yeah, but the thing about it is twofold, and I think we talked about a little bit, is no one's going to be K9. K9 is a diamond in the rough, like they said in the Aladdin movie, a diamond in the rough. That's not happening all the time. Broussard and Berger, they looked decent in the beginning of the year. It's because they were playing against Akron and freaking Western Michigan. Those guys aren't K9. The guys that you get in the transfer portal, like I said, it's 2 different types. Okay, there's 2 types of transfer portal guys. They're the guys that had it in with their coach, like you said. Something happen there, whether it was a girlfriend, whether it was a school, whether they wanted to get out of that town, whether they need some new air. Those guys are going to go to different schools, take a shot. Then there's the guys that get paid. Then there's the guys that get the bag. The guys that get the bag, they're going to instantly go and help your school out. So for those institutions, no, that doesn't exist. But for Michigan State, where they're not paying players to come up there like that, no, he does need to get his own guys in there. And he does need to get about another year and a half. If you look at it right now, they're 15-12 since Mel Tucker's been there. 15-12 since Mel Tucker's been there. And they paid him $10 million last year. I think you got to give him 2 more years.
He definitely gets a full 5.
Yeah.
And he deserves a full 5. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They've made a commitment to him.
Yeah.
You have to let him get at least 1 full recruiting class in there. I mean, and I think, look, as much as I rag on Michigan State, I mean, much of it is in good fun. The other half is, I do want them to be good. I think everything is better when Michigan State is
Makes
good.
the state better.
And they have every single thing you could possibly want to succeed. They've got great facilities. They have a crap ton of money. They have great support. And they have a great marketing head coach.
Yeah.
Is he a good coach? He cannot do what Mark D'Antonio did, and that's just keep his friends for a little while.
You can't go
you have to get a staff in there. That's the one thing. This coaching staff is not up to snuff at all.
That loyalty thing doesn't work. If your guys are not getting it done, I say if your guys aren't getting it done, because that sounds familiar, we can talk about right down the road. If your guys are not getting it done, you have to move on from them, no matter the relationship, no matter what. Because if you don't fire them, they'll fire you. And also, it's about being competent. Look at O State. I'll bring O State up for a second. How many times have you seen Urban Meyer or Ryan Day legitimately go to a national championship game or go to a playoff game and have a defensive struggle? And then that next day, what do they do? Oh, they fire a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Teams that want to win, look, you my boy, it's all good, but I'm trying to win. I'm trying to stay here for the long run. This is how I want my legacy to be painted. And you know what? If I got to fire you, it's either going to be me or you. And the damn sure ain't going to be me. That's what Ohio State does every other year. Mel Tucker, my advice to you, just like Mark D'Antonio, you got to fire your boys.
Are you ready for this, fellas? This is part B, and we haven't even talked about it yet. A winning team that doesn't lose, always has a winning record. is Wisconsin.
Yeah, this is a big
They
deal.
fired Paul Christ over the weekend.
How?
They like Jim Leonard,
Jim
obviously. There was a defensive coordinator. He is now the head coach on an interim basis.
I played
So
with him in the New
Put up
York.
the statistics of Paul Christ. And can you,
1, 2,
Yeah, look at
3,
the-
4.
Here's
and
the
I probably should have typed this out for you. Ryan.
no,
Sorry.
here's the stats.
But this guy got fired?
Three division titles, 6 of 7 bowl wins, 3 top 15 finishes, won 72% of his game. Here's Big Ten losses, okay? Big Ten losses in 7 years. 2, 2, 0, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2.
And he's fired.
One time in 7 years, he's lost 4 games.
That's Wisconsin, man. Nebraska, they owed Scott Frost. They got rid of him, and they won their first
Talk
big game
about
for Mickey
another
Joseph.
guy who only got advice from his boys.
Yeah.
He was getting bad advice, hanging on to his boys, not getting the job done. It's just another example of these college coaches bringing in their friends and insulating them around this circle of bad advice.
I think
That's 2 Big Ten coaches in the last month to get canned. So in other words, they're not waiting anymore to get rid of coaches. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree. Also, you look at Paul Christ. You know what that resume looked like? It looked just like Jim Harbaugh's resume until they won Big Ten championship. I mean, until they won it all last
Facts.
year. It looks just the same. 43-16. Jim Harbaugh's was something very similar to that, but he finally got over the hump last year. The big thing is you hit the nail on the head. Guys don't want to wait. And they also, who they have waiting in the wings? The defensive coordinator, Jim Leonard, you know what school he went to? You know where he was an All-American at? He was an All-American at Wisconsin. He's 40 years old, and he's a lights-out defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They're like, we got our young guy, Paul. We appreciate your service.
Yep.
One thing you couldn't do, you couldn't win the Big Ten championship. You couldn't take that next step. We'll try out Jim Leonard.
Now, I say this. What if you put Michigan State in that West Division?
Ooh.
Different deal, probably. Look, I think
Not
that,
this year.
Not this year, but
last
look,
year.
Well, look, anyone's winning that damn thing this year. Freaking Illinois could win it.
I mean, Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State. That's when they're all 4.
That's too much.
It is way too much. They should just go 1-14 and not have any division.
Well, it's going to change. They're going to have
just
20
take the
teams
top
before you
2.
know it.
Yeah, 16, 17, and 18 were ridiculous in terms of that talent in the East. I mean, Penn State, you got Saquon Barkley over there. Ohio State, you had everybody under the sun. Haskins, rest in peace. Michigan, Jabril Peppers, that team that they had dropped a deuce in Iowa. But Michigan State has, what was it? Who they had Michigan State? Was it? It wasn't O'Connor? Connor Cook. Connor Cook was the quarterback. It was just stacked in that East Division, man. It was one of the best times, I think, in Big Ten in the last, 30 years or so.
Penn State doing something on Saturday that I think Michigan and Michigan State might have to do. Plus, what's your take on Michigan? Braylon, you are in Iowa. I want to hear about it next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house. Tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you stays safe. Call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, for a limited time only, the all-new burgers and loaded fries are there waiting for you at Big Boy. It's not the Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. And how about that chili cheeseburger or the bacon blue? And how about upgrading those fries to chili cheese fries, nacho fries,
sounds good.
baked potato fries as well. Just go there. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey on a Tuesday afternoon in the city of Detroit. We are in Birmingham. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the world headquarters. We're here in the back. Having some fun there, Matt?
Yes, sir. Aaron Judge is not having fun.
0 for 2 today, Aaron Judge.
What does he have? 1 home run, and I think his last 11 games plus today.
Is he going to get it, Matt?
I do believe he'll get it. I do. I still think I said 64. Well, I'll be happy with 62.
It's either 61 or 62, right?
Right now it is.
And Roger Maris is not there anymore. Roger Maris Jr.
I'm not sure.
He can go to Texas.
I'm not sure if he's in Texas or not. I mean, he's been following it. He probably is there.
What do you think people want to have happen, by the way?
Well, they want him to break it.
Do they want him to do it?
Of course they do. I know the Roger Maris family probably wants him to do it so they can put this to rest once and for all. And it'll be a Yankee to break another Yankees record. 61 years to the day, man. 61 years for 61, which was amazing. So I'm rooting for this guy, man, because he's a great guy. He's great for baseball. And you know what? He's got to get that average up a little bit more because he wants that triple crown. He's
at 311 right now, right?
Yeah, .004 behind Arez from Minnesota.
Guy,
yeah,
right?
Luis Arez. So, that would be awesome if he can get that triple crown and bring home the MVP.
It is incredible just kind of to watch what's happening down the stretch. I want to give,
quick question while I'm doing
sure.
it. Can I ask you this? So when I was on Instagram, I saw the 703 hit by Albert Pujols. Shout out to him. First at bat as a rookie, home run. Last at bat, home run in his career. But I was arguing with somebody in the thread. Somebody was trolling. I trolled them back. They said Pujols is the best right-hand hitter of all time. I said, you must never seen Miguel Cabrera hit.
Yeah.
Hey, who you would take, Miggy or Pujols?
Pujols is number 2 in
I
home
take
runs. Number 3.
But that doesn't necessarily.
He just passed Babe Ruth at RBI. He's number 2 all time.
He's had a very extensive career. I give him credit for that. But just because you have the number, just because you might be number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the most points. Everybody says it's Jordan.
Okay, but I'll say this. Who's ending their career better?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay.
Pujols has the most home runs next to Aaron Judge in the second half of the
September
season.
and October. Yeah,
Who's got more big hits in his career?
That I don't
clutch.
Have to go back and look at
What
that.
do you mean? You can't name me. You can't name me one clutch hit in Miguel Cabrera's career.
Pujols he's got World Series.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you think of when you think of a Miguel Cabrera hit?
Snow game.
And an opening day.
And New Year. No,
but I'm saying
nothing sticks out to me.
Non-milestone moment.
Yeah, don't start this again.
I know. I'm just telling you.
Again.
Non-milestone moment.
Yeah.
What is the big moment? What is the Derek Jeter moment?
It was a World Series game.
Either way, it's just a thought. It's just a thought.
Bring that back.
Penn State selling beer, guys.
Yeah, first time ever they did on Saturday.
And I do think when you see these games, if you watch at 12 o'clock, if you watch a 3:30 or 4 o'clock game, if you see the 8 o'clock game in college football, it is noticeable how many empty seats there are, especially in the student sections of some of these locations. Now, I know a lot of students are underage, but a lot of students are of age.
That's never stopped them.
No, a lot of students are of age. I think it's time for these colleges and universities to start selling beer at their stadiums. You want to get people to the game, especially if you're having crap games. Yeah. If you're giving me Akron, if you're giving me Yukon and Hawaii, at least let me have a beer.
Yeah.
So I can be obliterated and not care what or who you're playing.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a crap schedule, let me drink a beer and watch the crap game. This is 2022. I mean, the amount of people that are bringing flasks and this and that and the other thing, and
is it against the was it against the rules?
You know,
or
people
something?
are bringing their gummies into these games now.
Some people.
Somebody getting lit out here.
I
man.
mean, seriously, you go to a game and people are pulling gummies out of their pockets and stuff. Like, can the people just drink a beer at the game? Penn State is doing it. I think Ohio State has now allowed it.
I think there's a few teams in the Big Ten that have opened it up.
Shocking. I mean, I agree. I think the thing about it is you have to think about your fan base. You have to think about what type of team you have, what type of school you have. Like, so like for me, thinking about Penn State, I know Penn State to be classy individuals. I think they can handle it. Michigan schools like that, they can handle it. But if you're a team or a school like down south, or some of those SEC schools, I wouldn't sell alcohol at those stadiums.
I'll tell you, don't they sell it in the suites? Don't they have it in the suites?
You tell me.
Or do the owners of the suites bring it?
It's basically we didn't see anything.
Right.
So like if you own a suite,
so you can't order it.
You don't know. You can't order it there, but you bring your own stuff in and they act like they didn't see anything. So like people's suites are stocked with Tito's and bourbon.
So if you're rich, you're better than me.
Yes.
If you're rich, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you're so rich, you can have a suite, you can drink. If you're one of the poor folks that only buy, $2,000 a seat for the entire season, if you're just buying measly season tickets in the stands, you can't drink a beer.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying it does cost a lot of money to go to these
They make
games.
you pay a license fee or whatever.
PSL.
Come on, man. Let people have a beer on the concourse, at the very least.
I don't see how they can't make so much money.
I don't know if they care.
But here's another question.
It's probably legality.
Do you think that if they sold beer at Michigan, do you think they would sell a lot? Because it's still college towns. Like you're still talking about guys are tailgating before. They're going to bars after because they want to bars anyway. They want to watch other games. They want to hang out with their friends. Would they even sell enough to? Would they make enough money to sell?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Here's the kicker.
1,000%. And you get into the stadium earlier.
Most of the college kids, they got fake IDs.
Right.
Right? Maybe they don't want to deal with that kind of crap. Because it is, if a young underage kid leaves your stadium drunk, you're liable, man, right?
Are you?
I don't know. Why else wouldn't they have it?
They don't want to promote alcohol at a university event because everybody sticks their nose up. Like we're such an educational facility. That,
we're academia.
Yeah, it's about academia, not about getting drunk or drinking at sporting events, Maz.
Meanwhile, people making legislation are drunk as hell doing it.
Meanwhile, you got Drew Timme making millions at Gonzaga.
How about that?
He said, "The hell with the league."
That's a great thing. And I think who's the kid at Michigan? Name escaping me. Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah.
Drew Timme is like, why would I go to the NBA and make $200,000 to $500,000 in my first season? Why not stay here at Gonzaga, make a couple mil because of NIL? Hunter Dickinson doing the same thing.
Yeah.
This college NIL is the greatest thing that ever happened to players like this. Really good college players, great college players that maybe or maybe not would play 8 to 10 years in Europe. But they're really not going to make it in the NBA, are they?
Hell no.
How about those Fab Five? What they could have done.
Drew Timme's no different than Garza. Garza was a player of the year at Iowa.
Perfect.
Big Ten player.
Great example, Braylon
Big Ten
Edwards.
player of the year. We had
Braylon Edwards.
We had D-Dub on D. Walton. Shout out to D. Walton. He's balling last night. 2 nights ago, he had 32 and 10. Garza can't get in the team because you know what? They couldn't get him in there because he's not that good in terms of getting on the NBA roster. But the other thing it does is twofold. One, keeps players in long enough. Now guys are finishing their degree. And then also it keeps you good. Drew Timme is a damn good basketball player at Gonzaga. Keeps that program good. Now they can continue to make a run in the playoff as opposed to the Final Four, as opposed to losing him to the NBA. Everybody wins in that situation.
No question.
No doubt about it.
You know what's funny? And I read this on the Woodward Sports chat. Yeah, they won't sell alcohol, but they sure as well tell you, go ahead, bet on this game.
You can place a bet at the stadium.
At the stadium.
You can?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
At Michigan State, I believe,
This is unbelievable. It truly is a double edge.
Seriously, the next thing is prostitution.
Whoa.
I'm serious about that. I'm serious about that.
Where's the hot take?
The
escort service. Oh, here we go.
I want to hear this one.
Hot take alert.
Okay, we
it's
got
not
it.
as loud as it is. Within 10 years, prostitution will be legal. And in many areas, it is now. In Ann Arbor, you do not get arrested or charged for prostitution.
That's a fact?
The prosecutor there does not charge for prostitution. And the reason I say this, guys, is because the oldest professions in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Gambling, drugs, and prostitution. And gambling and
alcohol.
Gambling and drugs are already decriminalized and legalized and promoted. So can you ever imagine? Like when I was a kid, Ronald Reagan, don't do drugs. This was ingrained in my mind.
Yep.
This is your brain, and then they cut to the egg in the frying pan.
Yeah,
this
true.
is your brain on drugs. As a kid, just ingrained in my mind. Now I think modern medicine, and you see the effects, the real benefits that marijuana has for healing purposes, and I am not disputing that whatsoever.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the way we view drugs and gambling now
is very different
compared to where we were 10 years ago, let alone 20. I mean,
and you might be right about that. The big thing to add to
prostitution is next.
I love that we're talking about prostitution. This is great, but you're talking 10 years from now. The only reason why it was really frowned upon is because of pimp. Like the pimping side of pimping was the prostitution side of it. But if the individual is whoever said individual is, you get the money directly. It's no longer a pimp involved.
How about the bookie?
Well, that's what
exactly. You cut the middleman out.
Hey, if the state can benefit instead of the bookie, why not legalize?
But the bookie, the advantage of the bookie is
you don't need upfront money.
I'll pay you next week. I'll pay you the week after. The pimp, he wants his money now.
Right. Oh my God.
And the state want their money now. The casinos.
And by the way,
now
my hot take alerts are on fire.
Yeah.
First of all, my first hot take alert was that Malcolm Rodriguez would have a bigger impact this year than Nakobe Dean. My second hot take alert was that the Rams would not make the playoffs. And my third hot take alert is that prostitution will be legal within 10 years, and it kind of already is, depending upon where you are in the country.
How about Vegas?
Because Ann Arbor, I don't want to say they allow it, it's not legal, but they turn, you said they got
streetwalkers on Ann Arbor? What have I missed?
You also said, and we weren't here, so it wasn't a hot take in terms of the clown hunker, but you also said Michigan State was going to be 7-5 when we were at where were we at? We were at Chili's.
So I was wrong. They'll be 4-8. But you get the idea. You get the idea. I'm not saying it's legal in Ann Arbor. I'm saying you buy mushrooms, you're good. You know what I mean?
I had a teammate my freshman year in Michigan. I'm not giving any detail on him. That's his business. But he got caught in the sting. He got caught in the sting operation my freshman year of prostitution. So it was legal. It was illegal then.
Different prosecutor back then.
Very true.
Right, we're in different times.
Is he sure about that?
Two consenting adults. What the hell's the big deal?
Well, that's where it'll ultimately go. But
What's
first,
the
a
big
message
deal?
from Gypsy Vodka.
Well, you know what? You might need some Gypsy. Never mind. The official you knew what I was about to say.
Oh yeah, I know.
You knew what I was about to say.
I know what time it is.
You know
Braylon.
what time it is. Guess what? Well, summer's over, but fall's here, and the Mulligan is still going 8% alcohol seltzer, and I emphasize 8%. Smooth as silk, iced tea, lemonade, and mango are the flavors. Adam and Mike, shout out to you guys. Patowski, Michigan support, Michigan distillers, smooth as silk. Yeah, whether you're on the golf course, whether you're at home, drowning your sorrows of the Detroit Lions, gotta get yourself a Mulligan, get yourself a do-over. Gypsy Vodka, drink and be responsible.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Man, they picked the right spots for me to read. I'll tell you that. It's Custom Health Centers. If you're like me, you're feeling out of shape and overweight. I am, no question.
I feel like that too, actually,
No, you're
Bez. You
fine,
ain't
man.
alone.
You're good.
You ain't alone.
Custom Health Centers takes the willpower out of weight loss. That I want.
I'm in on that.
Whether you need to lose 20 or 120 pounds, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com or give them a call today. 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-THIN.
I love
I'm
this,
in.
man. I know.
It's a great
Seriously.
spot. I'm in to win.
I know. Seriously, that's fantastic. Braylon, before I did want to get your take on Michigan. Where you at with the J.J. McCarthy, Michigan defense, Iowa? First time in 17 years the Wolverines have gone down there and won a football game.
This is what I think about Michigan. I think that J.J. McCarthy and his fourth start down in Iowa so far to date, J.J. McCarthy's 75% completion rate. I'll say this again. He's 75% completion rate right now.
He sounds like Geno Smith.
Geno's actually 72. Yeah, he's killing it right now. But Blake Corum, best running back in the Big Ten right now, maybe best running back in the country.
He sounds like Rashad Penny.
Right. It's some mirror imaging, but probably number 3 in the Heisman right now. You know, if you just look at the output, you look at sacks. Last year, everybody, Aiden Hutchinson's gone, they did a job, but right now they currently have 4 or 5 more sacks than they did last year. At this point, the Big Ten looks horrible. The Big Ten looks horrible outside of Ohio State. I like that they can get it done anyway. They can win big games in terms of point score. They can go down to Iowa. They can win slugfest. You saw what they did against Maryland. They just, played their game, won it in the end. I think they're on a good trajectory now. I like their schedule. I like the way it shapes up for them. Everybody in the country looks beatable. You can talk about Ohio State. They look beatable. You can talk about Clemson. Definitely look beatable. Georgia almost lost to Alabama. So I think Michigan is in a good space. I am buying into them. Look, going to Kinnick is a tough place to play. You saw what happened at the end. Got a little dicey at the end, right? That's just what happens when you go down to Kinnick. They got out of there with a good win. They're controlling the line of scrimmage, which is why we beat Ohio State last year. So I like what I'm seeing. Keep in mind, J.J. McCarthy did not play spring ball. So he didn't get a chance to have that rapport. He didn't get a chance to start really developing that chemistry with the wide receiver. Harbaugh kind of had those guys going back and forth a little bit during training camp. So once again, you're still not fully getting that chemistry. You're not fully working with Roman Wilson. You're not fully working with Ronnie Bell and Andrew Anthony. So now, even though this is 3 games, 4 games started, he's just now really getting the chemistry. Hence why you saw 2 weeks ago, those overthrows to Roman Wilson, they were overthrows. That overthrow to Roman Wilson in the game this past week, it touched his fingertips. He's this close. I think I'm buying Michigan 1,000%. I call 12-0 before the season started.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this.
What is this?
Oh, no. You calling a hot take again?
Is this NC?
I'm not even going to blow the horn.
Is it NC?
I'm not even going to blow the horn.
He's calling something.
NC? All right.
Guys.
NC.
Michigan is going to win the national championship.
NC.
I'm just calling it right now on October 4th, 2022. The Michigan Wolverines are going to win the national championship. 12-0, go to Ohio State, win Big Ten championship. They'll finish with a 3 seed, 2 or 3 seed. They'll win the playoff, and they're going to win the national championship. They have everything you could possibly want tailor-made for them right now to win. They've got the head coach. They've got the quarterback. They're strong up front. They convert on 3rd downs. They play defense. They get after the quarterback. They don't turn the ball over. Each and everything you could possibly want in a national championship team, they have. They're going to win it this year. And I cannot prove that today on October 4th. And I will take my shots. I'll take my medicine. I understand what I'm doing right now and all the heat that I'm about to take from whoever. They're going to win the national championship this year. Book it.
I need to see one. I'm with you. I'm with you on that possibility. 2 things. Thing 1, that's a damn good job by you, by the way.
Thank you.
For the effect, it was very sexy.
Thank you.
Two things. One, I hope we're 2 and we play a 3, which is like a USC. I don't want to play Georgia and then Alabama national championship. I don't want to play Alabama and then Georgia national championship. I want to play a USC and then go beat one of those SEC schools in the national championship. The one thing Michigan has to show me, though, there's only one thing. They got to get the ball down the field. Look, I know Jim Harbaugh. I know he played for Bo. I know if you look at Jim Harbaugh's resume, he doesn't have a 1,000-yard receiver, whether it was at Stanford, whether it was with the 49ers, whether it's at Michigan thus far. But you got to have Andrew Anthony make some plays downfield.
He does need to show up.
Roman Wilson's got to do – because everything is good right now. Everything is right. But you're not beating Georgia. You're not beating Alabama, not passing the ball down the field, not giving Andrew Anthony, who's 6'3 and a half, giving him a 50-50 jump ball, not giving Darius Clemens, who had the chance to sit next to his parents on a plane ride, shout out to you guys, not giving him an opportunity at 6'4", 215. Got to start throwing the ball down the field.
In fairness, you just said Georgia and Alabama and everybody else beatable, and they are close on that.
Yeah,
I do agree.
Yeah.
I do agree with you on all those things.
Yeah.
The national championship will be played at SoFi
Glendale.
Stadium.
Oh, is it SoFi? I thought it was Glendale.
I'm looking here. It says the college football playoff.
Good. SoFi.
National
Glendale.
championship at SoFi, Inglewood.
See you there.
Tickets starting at $658 today.
Buy it.
Buy it, because if Michigan does go, you just sell it. Secondary market.
$658 for a cheap seat.
I wish it was on a Saturday, not a Monday night, but
They moved it up, though. It's going to be at 7 o'clock.
yeah, I'll be fine.
You remember?
I do.
They
I
moved
do
it up
remember.
to 7 o'clock.
I'll be at SoFi twice because I'm going for the national championship game, and then I'm going for WrestleMania.
Look at that.
Why don't you take us with you? I can help
Then
you
let's
out.
go. It'll be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I know JB's going.
No, I meant to the.
Is that the match?
To the football
Is
game.
that the match?
They've been setting it up for a little under a year.
We'll read some of your comments next. Michigan, I am proclaiming, will win the national championship this year. We'll read your comments. We'll do that next. But first, a message from Swiss Insurance.
Time to talk about Swiss. And I'm not talking about Hammond Swiss, I'm talking about Swiss Insurance Group. Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop medical condition that makes them uninsurable? Isn't that terrible? Uninsurable. Swiss Insurance can save you money on your auto and home, resulting in no out-of-pocket costs to insure your children. Check with Mark. My boy Mark celebrated his birthday yesterday. Check with Mark. Swiss Insurance Group. They can get you in the game. Swiss Insurance Group.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Then look no further than my man Michael Phillips. Mike's been doing this for 23 years. He is the best in the game. Numero uno, no exceptions. Buy, sell, or invest. Top priority. Mike Phillips has got your back. If you need real estate needs, call Mike Phillips at this number, 313-403-0011, 313-403-0011. Game on.
So, talking a little college football right now, and I do think there's holes in every team. If you want to throw up the AP Top 25 poll, Alabama just went back up to number 1 after Georgia barely beat Missouri. It is tough to win in college football, guys. There's no doubt about it. Ohio State remains at 3, Michigan 4, Clemson 5.
Joe
SC
Clay had
6.
Ohio State 1 and his.
You know what? I'm not sure they're not right now, honestly. The only reason Alabama, well, they had a nice win at Arkansas, but
Bryce is hurt though.
Yeah, but he is hurt. Bryce Young hurt his shoulder.
That quarterback that came in, we didn't necessarily see him throw much. We definitely saw him run.
But again, like you said, Bray, everybody in college football is beatable, and who is going to play their best football at the end of the year? I believe it's the Michigan Wolverines. A lot of people chiming in on the WoodwardSports.com chat, Maz.
All right, let's go to
Let's check it out.
Let's go to Go Blue. We'll start with him. He says, "My God, I hope you're right, Ryan, but I doubt it." Let's see what else we got. Sir Banjo says, "Georgia wins the Natty." Joey 2 times. clearly obsessed. Let's see what else. They will be 1 game away, Nicholas Duncan says. Ethan Brown says, well, it was a good run, Ryan. Steve Siret, clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji. But I love Michigan, but that ain't happening.
Who are you scared of? Who are you scared of?
I'm salty. They literally played nobody.
Listen, who's played somebody?
Yeah.
Are we going with Georgia's win over a bum Oregon?
What about Texas?
Are we going with that? Listen,
Alabama's win over Texas?
Ohio State's win over Notre Dame?
Right. Take the names away.
Listen.
Take the names away.
Name a team that, like, outside of a couple players. Nobody has players that really separated themselves that I'm scared of. You look at Alabama, Bryce Young's okay. The wide receivers are coming to their own, but nobody is just like that. Jamison Williams, John Mechie that I've seen. Georgia, Stetson Bennett started hot the first game. Nobody's killing it down there in the backfield except their tight ends. They do have really good tight ends. Nobody has killers. Will Anderson Jr., he's supposed to be the greatest player since Sliced Bread. 2 sacks. He's got 2 sacks. Nobody is really super separated themselves. I'm not scared of anybody. Now, everybody has holes. Michigan got some stuff they got to clean up.
Southpaw Slab says, I love it. Speak your mind, baby boy. I'm salty is the new YT Sparty.
YT Sparty.
He says, Buckeye's going to put you in your place in cap letters.
Anthony Hurley says, Michigan 22-1 right now to win the national championship. I put some bets in last night on it. That's what he said. Yeah. Now, that's not a bad thing. Also, if you look right now, whatever you're getting plus money, Michigan, Ohio State, I'd look at that number.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd look at that number right now and go plus money on Michigan.
Last year it started with 17. Actually, no, I did bet last year. I'll be honest. I bet last year it was at 17. I think it came down to 14. Yeah. And I took the money line.
Right.
I took the money line. They won by 15. So
that's good.
Our favorite mailman, Marcus Ellis, says, Ryan, you just jinxed the.
Why?
Well, but if you think about it like this, I'm gonna take you back to your first hot take that I actually didn't necessarily believe in. I didn't know to believe in it. Last year, Ryan and Mike, before the season started, said something that everybody in the chat said, oh, here we go again. They sucked last year. They're not good. Ryan said Michigan was going to go 11-1, lose to Michigan State, beat Ohio State, and then go to the playoff and win the Big Ten and go to the playoff. What happened last year? Michigan went 11-1. They beat Michigan. They beat Ohio State, lost to Michigan State, won the Big Ten. They went to the playoff. You called that last year. So who are we?
Even Hutchinson.
That was your best one. I think to win. To get to New York.
Well, no, I said Aiden Hutchinson will have more Heisman votes than Kenneth Walker.
He almost had more Heisman votes than everybody.
Yeah, he finished second in the Heisman voting.
Right.
Now, whether you think that was right or wrong, it happened.
Yeah.
So I called my shot on that. And look, I'm not. Again, it doesn't make me sleep better on October 4th to call it out. I do feel like that, though. I feel like everything is setting up for this team right now. And I do think the noon game helps Michigan. A noon game helps Michigan. Yeah. I do. I think they're so used to playing these 12 o'clock games.
But does the 1 o'clock game help the Lions?
All I know is
I don't know anything about the Lions right now, man. When it's going to help.
This Georgia team is not that Georgia team from last year.
It's not.
This Alabama team
the Georgia team
is not that Alabama team from last year.
They're all in the NFL.
Exactly. So I'm talking about Clemson. Stop it.
We've never seen a team like Georgia last year. They've had 5,
and they still were about to lose to Alabama.
5 or 6 first-round picks. If you want to throw Nakobe Dean in, I mean, I don't know what the injury was to prevent him from going in the first round, but he should have been in the first round. They should have had 6 guys. By the way,
Lewis Seen should have been another one.
Right,
Lewis Seen was second round.
He picked 32, I thought, or was he 34?
I think he was like
either way, but that poor guy. Did you see what happened to him this weekend?
Who?
Oh, Seen.
No, I didn't
snapped
see
his
it.
leg in half. Oh gosh.
Oh my God, I didn't see it.
No,
I was at the airport.
Not good.
Lewis Seen.
Yeah.
In London.
Yeah, in London.
Yeah, that was ugly. He's still there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because it's probably a compound fracture. You can't travel like that.
Hey, by the way, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. I am curious about it now. By the way, Aaron Judge 0 for 3 in this one. So not only no home run, but his average dips to 309 on the year.
No.
Now 5 points behind Erez.
5 points.
Well, 314 to 309, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's 5 points, right?
Yeah.
College football, and I love it. But Big Noon Kickoff is going to be at Indiana this week. A lot of people have a problem with that because it was announced that Big Noon Kickoff will be at Michigan for Penn State, Michigan. So you've got 4 straight Michigan games for Big Noon Kickoff. Do you have a problem with that, Bray?
I love it because I get to see my boy Brady a couple times, get to hang out with those guys like I did in Iowa. But in terms of for the brand, when game day comes to you, shout out, this is the picture right here, Rob Stone, Big E, Reggie Bush, Matt Lang.
Yeah, Braylon Edwards.
BQ, Urban Meyer, and Be Easy, man, great picture. Played all those guys in college. I think I was 2-2 when I did the math on that, but great conversations at that table. But yeah, what was the question?
Big Noon Kickoff at noon. 4 straight weeks. Big Noon Kickoff at noon.
So when I was in college, when you get game day, it was a game. Like, it was a game. It was a game. Like when you watch game day, when you watch Big Noon Kickoff, like when you watch the game, it's supposed to be one of those games. It's supposed to be Michigan, Ohio State. It's supposed to be Georgia and Alabama. It's supposed to be a game. It desensitizes you to you if I'm watching Michigan and Indiana. Like every week I see Michigan, I want to see my team on there every week. I want to see them. I want to see the certain games. I want to see that Penn State, if it's a whiteout game at night. I want to see Michigan State like last year if they're good, or I want to see Ohio State. That's the ones.
But the problem,
where could you have gone this week? You brought up Kansas. Who the hell cares?
Well, again,
the people in Iowa did.
Again, this is, and I do think this is about ratings, right? Because Big Noon see, game day goes wherever. Game day will go wherever. And
they even go to a small Division II school.
And it won't matter
because ESPN.
What network or what time they play, right? Game day will go somewhere. It'll be the 8 o'clock game on ABC.
Yeah.
Big Noon Kickoff goes to the game that is the noon kickoff on Fox. So Fox, to their credit, and yes, full disclosure, I work there.
So do I.
Yes, you do. To their credit, you have 2 other options, really, that you could have done. TCU and Kansas. It's a top 25 game, 19 Kansas versus 17 TCU.
Boring.
That game is at noon on Fox Sports 1. Do you think Fox executives, television executives, want the Michigan Wolverines, number 4 in the country, or do they want Kansas TCU?
It ain't basketball.
Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest about it. The only other one would be UCLA in Utah, but they're not playing it at 9:30 in the morning in LA.
UCLA can't even get 50,000 people at the Rose Bowl.
But it's a 3:30 game. But again, it's not a noon game, and I do think they go to the game that is the noon game. Hence, they put everything into this noon kickoff, which I love. I love the noon kickoff.
If Michigan State was a half-decent team, the place to be this weekend would have been East Lansing. Hands down.
Absolutely.
Ohio State, MSU, it's still going to be a phenomenal tailgate scene in East Lansing. East Lansing, that's for sure. I'll be there, by the way. But
be careful.
As for the game, man, if they were halfway competitive, that's where Big Noon Kickoff would have been and should have been, like it was last year for Michigan State. It was awesome.
They were 11-1 last year going to that game, and it still wasn't competitive, so it's going to be tough this year.
Guys, we're going to take a break, come right back. When we do, will Aaron Judge get it? We'll talk Pistons. We'll talk Red Wings as well. Lots to get to. We're going to save all our Lions stuff for tomorrow, guys, at this point. Don't want to rush through some Lions talk. Maybe some news and notes on the Lions. We'll figure it out. But first, a message from SMA.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health as well as addiction. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, and that stands for stigma, because Sean Jordan and SMA, they're trying to destigmatize addiction, try to destigmatize mental health, give you information, let you understand anxiety, let you understand depression. So when you think you're going through something, Sean Jordan and SMA have amazing insight, content, and information on their page. That is SMA.com, thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey, only at Big Frog.
Big Frog,
yes,
ribbit.
Get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you up one right on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today and get yourself a free t-shirt, or check them out online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Novi. So it says like in Siri, when you like type something in, try to get some information on Novi, Michigan. It's like Novi, Michigan.
Tom Mazawey,
What we got,
baby.
Mazawey?
Dude, JB, you're killing it today, buddy.
Crushing it.
Crush.
Hey,
Crush City with
Can we
music.
take hats off to the LA Dodgers? Can we start there?
I was just looking at this.
They are 110 and 50.
More importantly, they are 332 on the plus-minus run differential.
The next closest.
Plus 332.
The next closest
The
are
Houston Astros.
the Yankees.
No,
at
the Yankees.
242, the Yankees. 208 for the Astros. It's unbelievable what the Dodgers are doing this year. I don't know how anyone's going to beat them. Now, here's the kicker. The Mets got swept by the Braves over the weekend. So the Braves' magic number is 1. 3 games to go. Mets got to sweep all the games. Braves basically got to lose all 3 games. Probably ain't going to happen. You know what the Mets did to themselves? They had an 80% chance of winning the NL East over the weekend. They now have to face the San Diego Padres, who have 3 great pitchers. And if they get by them in the wild card round, they get the Dodgers in the NLDS. Had they won, they would have been waiting for the other half of the bracket. Did we put that bracket up
Phillies?
yet? Yeah, look at this other part of the bracket. It's a lot easier.
The Phillies and Cardinals.
It's a lot easier on that side of the bracket than what the Mets have to go through.
Is there, Maz, I'm gonna ask you this, is there a possible chance for Magic and that the Cardinals can get to the World Series on the heels of all that Albert Pujols is doing at the end of the year? Do they have enough to maybe pull out a magical finale? Like you talk about storybook ending.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols, he gets 700, he gets 703, he finishes the season like he does. Last hit of his career in the regular season was a home run. They sneak around, get to the. Hey, I believe in stories.
Hey man, he could carry him.
I
There's
believe
no
in
question
stories.
about
I
it.
hate that Seattle and Toronto are playing each other too because
Congrats to Seattle.
Yeah.
21 year drought.
They get in, and so do the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's put up the droughts, and let's take a look who is on this list. You're going to notice what team is on this list at the bottom there, Ryan.
Well, the Tigers, 8 years. The Angels and Tigers now share the longest active postseason drought in Major League Baseball. Can you believe it? All those years the Tigers made the
2014.
postseason. It has now been 8 years since they made it.
The Orioles beat them, I remember.
Swept.
Orioles beat them. That was a David Price. They were horrible.
Yep.
Freaking David Price. What he did.
What a waste.
What a shame what they had to give up to get him, and then the way he just imploded.
What a shame.
Terrible. Terrible.
What was that? What was that? 14?
Yeah. Who's your World Series right now? I mean, who's your dark horse World Series? Who's your legit World Series?
Legit, I'll probably go with
Dodgers Astros, right? Legit World Series?
Yeah, Dodgers Astros.
Maz?
There's no one that's beaten the Dodgers. But he said if there's one team that could freak it, it could be the freaking
Braves.
Cardinals.
Oh,
the Cardinals always sneak in. They're ugly.
Is Adam Wainwright still?
Yes, Adam Wainwright is still the ball. Him and Yadi Molina. Yadi Molina's last one as well.
Sneak team.
Those guys are like taking the ugly. I don't want to say it. They're ugly, but they always seem to get the job done. In the American League, in the AL, it's going to be tough to beat the Astros. I still think the Yankees got a shot. I really do, especially with Judge and Stanton. There's nowhere to hide in that lineup.
Nowhere
right now.
to hide.
Nowhere to hide. Mike
Maybe
Rizzo.
Aaron Hicks.
Excuse me. Come on.
Giancarlo Stanton hit
Not
30.
Mike Rizzo.
Yesterday he hit 30, I believe.
Rizzo.
Now he's in the 30s,
Rizzo.
so that's
Anybody
tough.
here for Rizzo?
Toronto Blue Jays. There's a dark horse for
That was
you.
a dark horse
There's
for
a
me
dark
as
horse,
well.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Hey, how about the Red Wings? They played last night in the preseason, but this is what I think is really cool. They listened to the fans. They moved 20 of their weekday home games up to 7 p.m.
And they should
for
be.
guys like you, Ryan.
Yep,
That
they
fall
should
asleep
be.
early, that have to wake up early.
Well, there's no reason. There's no reason for a 7:30 game.
No.
People don't work till 6:37 in Detroit. Maybe in New York they do, or Chicago they do. I don't know. Maybe they do. In Detroit, go on one of the freeways at 6 o'clock. See, it's a ghost town.
Right.
Go on at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and you're not moving 2 inches.
Correct. Good point. So the Red Wings stepping up. I like what they're doing. Hey, congrats to Mike Gentry, our Red Wings beat reporter. Doing a great job already. They love him at LCA. And
Don't
tonight,
think that guy. That dude beat me in fantasy this past
well,
weekend, man.
you played well, man. You just ran into a better team. And the Pistons open the preseason tonight at the Garden in New York against the New York Knickerbockers.
Jaden Ivey, baby.
How
Where
about
is
it?
he?
I'll tell you, there's a lot of big things going with the Pistons. I saw Keith Langlois write something today. He writes for the Pistons.com.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on.
We will. But a lot of NBA writers around the country have said Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Bogdanovich. These guys, they really like what the Pistons are doing. Call them the best young core in the NBA.
Is that a TV game, by the way?
What's that?
Pistons? Anybody know if that's a TV game?
I'm not sure.
I'd love
Memphis is the best.
I'd love to watch the TNT tonight.
Oh, how about
Look
that?
at that. I'm all in. And you know what time they start in New York? 7 o'clock.
There you go.
Look at that.
The Big Apple.
Look
knows.
at Miami. Who
They
wants to
know.
go to a 7:30 Heat game?
Well,
what's the difference
you're
in 30
Miami.
minutes?
It's a big difference.
It is?
It is a huge difference. You go downtown, you go to dinner, maybe get off of work 5:30. You're not waiting 2 hours for the game. You're like, screw this, we're going home.
Yeah.
But you go out, you have a couple of drinks maybe, you have a bite to dinner, and then you get to the stadium at 6:50, 6:55 for a 7 o'clock game.
I see what you're saying.
It's just that extra 30 minutes is so huge and so key, especially to guys like me. And I think guys like me, early 40s or maybe a fake family, kids got school. That's maybe who you're targeting,
Absolutely.
too, to be honest
You
with
can
you.
take your kids to the game.
Got a couple of bucks in your pocket. You're going to buy tickets, you
That's
know.
real.
I mean, that's just what it is.
Hey, last thing I want to talk to you guys at, but I saw this story, and it really, I guess it doesn't surprise me. But Las Vegas loves gamblers, right?
No.
What do you think the easiest thing for them to make money on is?
Parlays.
Take a look at the top of that list, fellas.
Parlays remain the GOAT of taking your money. Sports parlay cards, 66%. 66% of the money that Nevada took in August of 2022 was from your dumb parlay bets. 31% on Let It Ride, 3-card poker 31%, Keno 30%, and is that Pie? I don't know.
Pie-gow poker.
I never played cards, believe it or not.
The reason, and the funniest thing, the thing I played the most, like when I was gambling, when I was playing, was the blackjack. Like blackjack, I go to the casino, blackjack, my thing is not on there. But the reason why parlays are, obviously, you guys would know more than me, but parlays, they make it look so appealing and so sexy that you can win this money. It's like, hey man, look, you know Jared Goff gonna have 2 touchdowns. Like the way you start setting parlays up, it's just, you're like, oh man, this
You mean
could
I
hit.
could turn 100 into 1,000?
Exactly. I could turn 100 into
Oh my
$5,
gosh.
I can
Just
make
picking
400.
4 winners?
And then you know what happens? Is more often than not, you're always 1 to 2 off. So what do you keep doing? You keep going back to the well.
tweak
You keep
it.
going back to the well.
You bet
then you tweak
You
it.
bet a 5-team parlay, you win 4 bets.
Yep.
Which is just 0-1, by the way.
Right.
You bet a 3-team parlay, you win 2 bets. You bet a 4-team parlay, you win 3 of them. You're always 1 off.
Always
and
one off.
all those rack up to 0-1.
Listen to this, guys. This was from Front
A lot
Office
of big
Sports.
transactions.
The NFL, when they were entering Week 4, which was the past week, New Yorkers have already bet nearly $1 billion on games. A wild Week 3 alone saw $301 million in bets across the state. They've bet $1 billion through 3 weeks of the NFL, and I'm sure, obviously, this week they probably bet another 400,000, another 400 million as well.
Sick.
People do like this, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
People do like this. A little too easy, though.
It's way too easy. It's way too easy. You know, and it's going to ruin a lot of families. I don't believe that. It's sad because people don't know how to turn it off, and you can bet right here on the phone. It's like drinking, though. Some people can drink, other people can't. Hey. Some people can gamble, some people can't.
What was my record the last 2 weeks on the show?
12-0-2.
How many of those did I actually bet on?
Zero. Yeah.
Zero.
That's probably why you're 12-0-2, by the way.
But I'm rolling. I'm thinking
you're betting different.
I'm thinking clear. I'm rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving you winners. Cut me in.
No, but you know what it is.
Cash App.
No, you know what it is. You're taking chances. Because I guarantee if you just put money on the game, you wouldn't have bet the Colts against the Chiefs.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would have.
Hey, Bray, let me just tell people.
I promise you I would have.
Woodwardsports.com. Click on the shop tab. Let me know when he gets here. Sign up. Not sign up. Just buy a shirt. Troll your Michigan State friends or have some fun with this shirt. Buy a couple of them, too. Buy a couple of them. Pass them out to your buddies. Braylon, get us out of here.
Hey, be there for your people, man. I had a friend of mine, a mentor of mine, lost his father on Sunday, and, went to his house yesterday, watched the game, watched the Monday Night Football game. We laughed, we had drinks, we shared, we embraced, we cried. Be there for the people that matter to you, man. Like, be there for the people. You never get second chances in life. Be there for people that you say you love, that you say you care. Be there. Show up on time, often and always. That's it for me, Fletch, JB, Maz, brother from another mother, Ryan Ermanni. We are Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
Hail.
See ya.
Coming.
Do I just go? I'm not going to drop.
Go.
All right. Go ahead.
2, 1.
Oh, my God. Go. Oh, jeez. Oh, my. Oh. This isn't right. I don't get paid enough for this.